Alright, I'm going to show you how you can lift more weight in the bench press just by improving your form. The reason I'm picking the bench press is because that seems to be the exercise that everyone wants to get stronger in. You always hear people asking, how much do you bench? Now, I'm not the strongest bencher, but I've benched 285, which is a decent amount of weight. So I'm just going to share some of the tips I've learned over the years that can help you lift more. The first thing, starting with your feet. You see a lot of people bench with their feet up in the air. They do this because it's supposed to isolate their chest more. But the problem with that idea is that even though your chest will be isolated more, it'll also be producing less force. So you're actually getting less of a workout on your chest because you can't lift as much weight that way, and you can't produce as much force. What you want to do with your feet is have them planted into the ground so that you're pushing through the ground and generating force starting with your lower body. And something else you want to do with your feet is as you're getting into position, you want to have them back under your butt, and this'll help with what you're trying to do with your upper body, and I'll explain that later in the video. But you want to have your feet underneath you, and then once you're in position, just flatten your feet out, but still try and keep them as far underneath you as you can. Now, moving up from the feet, when you get to your back, what you want to do is try and arch your back as much as possible. The reason that you're arching your back is it brings your chest higher off the bench, so you don't have to bring the bar down as far. And it also makes the exercise put more emphasis on your chest and less on your shoulders. Now there's different things you can do to improve your arch. Like a lot of power lifters might use a foam roller and put it underneath their back to try and get a larger arch. I've seen some power lifters that can arch their back so much that you can put a soda can on the bench and it fits in between the bench and their back. Me myself, I don't do any of that. I have a decent arch, but not a huge arch. But that's one thing that'll help you lift more weight. Now the second thing is your shoulder blades. You hear some bench or powerlifting coaches teach to pull your shoulder blades as tight together as possible. I've found that when I do that, it kind of throws off my balance, but I also don't leave my shoulder blades flared out either. So I do pull them back, just not as tight as possible. But that's something you want to do. Have them pulled back, and that'll also raise your chest even higher, and it'll also give you more stability. Now for where you bring the bar down, you want to touch the highest point. So if you have a decent arch but not a huge arch, it's probably going to be like right around your sternum, like a little bit below your nipples. But if you have a huge arch, like some of the power lifters, it might even be your upper abdominal area. But you just want to bring it down to the highest point. For grip width, the closer grip that you use, you're gonna hit more of your triceps and your shoulders, and as you use a wider grip, it's gonna hit more of your chest muscles. If you're trying to move the most weight, you want to have it as wide as you can go, because your chest muscles are going to be stronger than your triceps. Now, if you're using a huge arch, like a lot of power lifters, you're only going to be able to go so wide because you're bringing the bar down lower on your body. So you're not going to be able to bring your arms out as wide as you normally would, but you still want to keep them out as wide as possible. Um, I have my hands out all the way to the rings on the bar, so I use really wide grip. Unless I'm trying specifically to hit my triceps, then I'll use the close grip. Now, something about as you're pushing the bar up, you'll hear some people tell you to push it up in an arc so that it starts around your chest area, but as you push it up, it goes over your head. For a lot of people in the beginning, they will be able to push more weight this way. The problem is that this puts more of the emphasis on your shoulders, and it's less safe on your rotator cuff. And as your chest gets stronger, your chest will become stronger than your shoulders. So the best thing to do is to push it straight up. Don't push it in an arc. That's going to let you bench the most weight over the long term. And the other thing is when you lay down, you want to have your eyes underneath the bar, and after you bring it out, then it'll be over your chest. But that's the position you want to try and get into to start the lift. Now, I'm going to demonstrate all these techniques. I only have 135 on the bar because I'm just trying to demonstrate, but I'm going to show you what it looks like to put all of these things together. So there you have it. There's how you can bench press more weight. In a future video, I'll talk more about how to improve your bench through training. This video was just about how to do it through form, but that's it for now.